How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Unsigned Pop Punk Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Ternowski, and with me, y'all, I'm pretty stoked. This has been like what I've been listening to quite a lot, especially the past like month or so, month or two at this point. But we got Grant McFarlane from the band Galactic Empire on the show. Grant, welcome.
Thanks. Yeah, happy to be here.
Hell yeah. So like I said though, it's first off, I really like orchestral like movie soundtracks and stuff like John Williams, all that. So cool, you know? Um, but metal versions, chef's kiss, like even cooler.
Thanks. Yeah, funny enough, I just feel like when we first started, we quickly realized that John Williams kind of was writing metal without realizing it. So,
All right. That's pretty cool. Like I've never even thought of it, but I got a question all about that kind of stuff in just a little bit. Before we get to that though, let's just talk about, the new album that's coming out, Cinemetal. It's coming out October 24th. This is the first album that breaks out of the Star Wars galaxy. With your first four singles, Avengers, Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, and Superman out, how's the response been for it?
I mean, we weren't sure what people would think about, us kind of moving out of the Star Wars zeitgeist, but I would say, I mean, actually, Jurassic Park
Yeah,
and
you did
Indiana
that.
Jones have been out for quite a while at this
Right.
point.
Hmm.
And people seem to really enjoy them, and we're suggesting other things well before this album came out. We've had this idea for a long time, actually. We just finally delved in and did it. So it seems like people really are into the change up and realizing that there's so many other things out there. So
Totally. Well, and I mean, let's be real. You can only do Star Wars for so long. I mean, there's only so many songs.
I guess you can do Star Wars always and only. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But
You could, yeah.
yeah, I don't know. We definitely found a lot of cool material in these other songs that, we otherwise wouldn't have access to if we had pigeonholed ourselves. So, yeah, I think the key is the band kind of wants to stay rooted in nostalgia. So,
Yeah. I love that. What are some of your favorite arrangements from the new album?
uh, man, that's tough.
Yeah.
So many of them are cool. So I did a bunch of the arrangements, and then my friend CJ, who actually used to be in the band,
Hmm.
he helped arrange a few of the songs, and then so did Eric, who's our new lead guitar player. Uh, I really like Superman. That one kind of came in late to the game.
Okay.
Um, but that whole song
Perfect
kind of has
timing,
that.
too.
Yeah, yeah, actually, it just worked out really well. Which is why it ended up being the first single. Um, but there's kind of that repetitive rhythmic ostinato that goes through the whole song, which, for lack of a better term, is kind of just a breakdown. So the whole song is kind of one long breakdown.
Yeah,
So I like that. I don't know. It's just kind of heavy the whole time, even though the song didn't really originally feel like that.
that's
So
fair.
I enjoy that one. Pirates has also been one of my
It's
favorites.
so good.
Uh, I actually did the arrangement for that one in 2020 in my living room when I had no clue what was happening. But I was like, well, there's nothing else to do, so I'm just going to make music in my living room for a while.
Nice.
Actually, a lot of the songs on this album are kind of birthed from that time period. They've just been sitting on a computer waiting, and we finally got to kind of flesh them out and finish them.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
2020 was a
anyway,
good time for that.
yeah,
You're just sitting and just recording stuff. One of my favorites that off of it so far that I've really enjoyed is the Batman. I mean, Michael Keaton's Batman theme is awesome. So back in 2015, like when you kind of released the first video or the first video was released, what made you guys want to make like a metal version of the Star Wars soundtrack and don some costumes for it?
great question. One gets actually asked a decent amount. Um,
I would
s-
assume, yeah.
uh, I think it might have been 2012 or 2013. I made a video of myself playing drums to the London Symphony Orchestra version
Yeah.
of the Imperial March. and it was kind of just a drum video. That was all it ever was. But I always thought in the back of my mind that it would sound really cool if I added, this orchestra of guitar to it and made it
Okay.
into like a metal arrangement. And there was a period of time where, we just didn't have a lot going on at our studio. We just had like a little lull in our schedule. And I was like, sure, I'll, you know, take a stab at this, and took a day and made some guitar arrangements out of the orchestral parts. And I was like, this is pretty cool. And I showed it to my studio partner, Carson. He was like, we should make a whole album out of this. And so we ended up like doing a whole bunch of it. And then Carson was like, you know what? We should do a music video. And I was like, yeah, we should do a music video. And he's like, let's do a music video in costume. I was like, yeah, in costume sounds good. And we were trying to debate on the band name for a while, and we decided it's a metal band, so it should probably be the bad guys. So
Yeah.
Galactic Empire was kind of the obvious choice. Plus, like, cooler costumes because no one needs to see our faces.
True.
Um, Helmets look cooler.
Like,
Um,
did you guys make your own costumes, um or partially make your costumes?
Over the years, the costumes have evolved a bit. At the beginning, we got some uh, Star Wars like Ruby's costumes on Amazon
Hmm.
uh, that were, closer to accurate like movie costumes.
Yeah.
Um, Now you can certainly go down a rabbit hole on screen accuracy, and
Right.
500 First Stormtrooper Legion would not be happy with those quality of the Ruby's costumes. But
For sure.
for what we were doing at the time, it got the job done. Um, but when we made the music video, we never really anticipated being more than just a joke. And
Yeah.
we ended up signing to a label and releasing like a whole album. And people were like, when are you guys touring? And we're like, we never, like, it's impossible to play in these costumes. I didn't think we were doing this.
Yeah.
So we kind of quickly had, a few logistical things to solve. One being, how are we going to play in these?
Yeah.
And two, there's a bit of a legal issue there because, we're not trying to ruffle any feathers, so there's intellectual property, like Darth Vader and Stormtroopers. You can't really
Totally.
charge money to a Darth Vader show.
Yeah.
I don't own Darth Vader. So
Right.
we made kind of like our Walmart like brand version of the characters, and just sort of like changed some stuff about them. So we had like Dark Vader,
Yeah.
and so that was like round two of the costumes. And then after we toured with those for a while, when we did the special edition album, we decided it was time to kind of change things up. So we created our own characters from scratch, and the idea was more so like, if you were to make like your own new Star Wars movie and you had like a whole art department and everything, like what would these characters look like if you created your own characters that are supposed to exist within the Star Wars universe and
Hmm.
conceptualize them from scratch. So these characters are kind of just like our own thing. They're not really part of anything else. I mean, they certainly take cues and inspiration,
Yeah.
but uh, they're the current set of characters and costumes that we have.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
You can definitely tell that like they're not. I mean, you could look at it and then just, for like a more casual Star Wars, viewer, you could look at it and be like, "Oh, I wonder who these characters are," and not actually know that you guys created them because they do look like they belong in the universe.
cool. Well, then, mission accomplished, I suppose.
You did it. So as you kind of were talking about that, especially going, forward from that, performing in your like armor and costumes, um, like what constraints from the costumes, like do those like shape your arrangements now at all, or like stage blocking or anything like that?
Um, Sorry, I kind of spaced out for a second. It's been a long day.
No, you're good.
Your question was just any like challenges with performing in the costumes live?
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, it's really, really difficult to see and to perform in costumes. like
Yeah,
this. But we kind of all had to learn how to play with our eyes closed, essentially.
sure. That
And
makes sense.
over time, I think we sort of get used to, you know, what a layout of a stage is like and where to move around. And, uh, the guys get more comfortable and get kind of used to being able to navigate more and put on more of a show. That being said, there've definitely been some, snafus here and there.
I can imagine.
One of the
I
biggest issues is actually the visors. It's just so hard to get them not to fog up, even if you try all the tricks with like fans that blow air in and out and circulate, and baby wipes or like other things that motorcyclists will use. Like you just start sweating and condensation and science take over, and
yeah.
now you can't see anything.
Between sweating, such a small enclosed space and breathing a lot.
Yeah.
It's gonna take its toll. So you've also had the chance to play some like with some amazing artists, like Baby Metal and the late great Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. Uh, what are some of your like personal favorite moments from being in Galactic Empire?
I mean, you kind of just named two of them. Those were two very amazing moments that we had. Baby Metal invited us to come out to Japan and play a couple shows with them. And they put us up in Shibuya, kind of like in their like Times Square of Tokyo, if you will.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, I mean that was a blast. Just some really ridiculous shows. The one show had like 22,000 people.
Wow.
Um, and they have an amazing setup and cool production, and everyone there is just so polite and very accommodating, and yeah, that was great. And then yeah, playing with Ozzy, we played an arena in Poland with Ozzy Osbourne and Bullet for My Valentine,
Hmm.
and that show was amazing. So I actually never got to see Ozzy until that tour, and actually we played a bunch of European festivals that he was also on, so we kind of kept bumping into his show on that
Yeah.
particular tour, which was cool. Um, so bucket list item kind of checked off there. Rest in peace.
Hmm.
Uh, and we also, I mean, just a lot of the European festival shows that we did in general. I know we played Grass Pop one year in Belgium, and we were playing the opening stage, and I was kind of a little bummed out because it's like, well, we're playing first thing in the morning, and it's like the third stage off on the side, and uh, it was like the tent was completely full, and it was like packed out to the gills, and there was like the stage manager said he's never seen anyone like for the first band have that kind of crowd, and there was like over 15,000 people there.
That's
So
cool.
that and they were like shouting Boba Fett before we went on stage. And I'm like, you guys know that like I'm not actually him, and that's fine. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So
Today you are.
that one was really cool. And then one other particular one stands out to me. We were playing Download Festival in Madrid, Spain,
Hmm.
and it started downpouring rain right before we started playing. And there was like some other headliner acts. Like I know it was either like during our set or like right after our set. Um, Avenged Sevenfold was gonna be performing, and we actually had a really good turnout on our stage. And even with my helmet on, it's raining a lot, and I've got a whole mix playing through my in-ears with the music and the click track and guitars blasting and drums. I can hear the entire crowd singing like it's a football game. Like it, it's crazy how loud they are in Spain, particularly. The
Yeah.
crowds there are amazing every time we've ever played, but that festival in particular, we're just playing the Star Wars theme and everyone's singing along and just
That's
having a
so cool.
blast, getting soaked in the rain. So yeah, that was a cool moment.
That's awesome. Uh, I, when it rains, it's kind of nice sometimes. Like it, kind of sucks, but also when you're really freaking hot, that rain's a nice little respite sometimes.
It was like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. So yeah, I'm sure they were probably ready to have a shower anyway.
Probably. So going back to like the arrangements of stuff of, making these songs. Like when you're like transposing like an orchestral piece to, like a five-piece band, what are some of the more challenging things that you face for that?
The most challenging part of it is doing the whole process by ear. I don't really use like any kind of sheet music. There might
Okay.
be some out there that exists um,
Probably.
for some of the arrangements of some of the pieces, but I mean, we definitely dig deep sometimes and do lesser known pieces that don't have, you know, sold sheet music available.
Sure.
Um, and That's actually the fun part for me. It's a good exercise. So I'll just put, small sections on a loop and just listen to it over and over again. Like, okay, here's the melody. Here's like the chords underneath that melody. Here's harmonies that go along with those things. And then here's like counter melodies that are actually not involved in either area. And I kind of have an organizational process where I'll go through and kind of like determine what each of those things are and then sort of put them in their place in the arrangement. And then the fun part is kind of getting creative and adding drums. Like, what would the drum part be, to this orchestra
Yeah.
that doesn't exist currently? And creatively, can kind of figure out how to, add the lower, bass drum like toms for like your lower sections, like your bass and cello and tuba and things like that, and kind of match the energy of the low rhythms of the orchestra. And then also you can use all your little bells and whistles for, all your little flute trills and everything. So by the time the whole thing is done, it's just a fun creative process to sort of embellish what already exists. Because
Hmm.
most of the time we don't really do too much to change what's there. Um, and there's a lot of complex stuff going on in a lot of the pieces that we end up choosing. John
Hmm.
Williams specifically just he writes a crazy amount of in-depth layers and different things going on,
Yeah.
and they lend themselves really well to technical progressive metal. So
That's fair. So, well, speaking of, John Williams, if John Williams like DM'd you and was like, "Yo, send me your best." What like arrangement would you most want him to hear?
that's a good question. I don't know. I would feel fairly intimidated, I think. Um,
I get that.
uh, I do really like the newer main theme interpretation that we did on Special Edition.
Hmm.
I feel like we really honed in on the spirit of the original song more so than we did on the self-titled album.
Sure.
Um, Hence the special edition, it's back, but there's more TIE fighters in the background. But Also, I think Harry Potter on the new album is
It's
just a
cool.
ridiculous piece. Like, there's so much going on in it that I think a lot of people might not realize when watching the movie, but when you start peeling apart the layers, it's insane. So that piece in particular, extremely challenging, both to arrange and to play.
I can only imagine like the with when it's like with an orchestra is there's so many pieces, and there so many of them are doing different things that most people don't even like realize they're hearing. It's just such a giant, beautiful piece of music.
Yeah,
Um, so I did a little digging, a little research because before Galactic Empire, you were in a successful metalcore band called This Is the Empire, or not This Is the Empire, This or the Apocalypse,
that would be the
and
combination of the two. Yeah.
it would be, and Century. So, what made you stop doing those bands to eventually start Galactic Empire?
Uh, so I guess I never really made a conscious choice to stop one to start another.
Sure.
I guess over the course of my development with what I was doing at the time in music, uh, there was a natural progression. After I got out of high school, I toured in this band called This or the Apocalypse for a
Yeah.
while. Uh, And I started getting into recording music around the same time as that. And after touring for a few years, I was kind of looking for a break and a change of pace. And I started realizing that recording could be like a stable lifestyle and source of income.
Yeah.
And so I kind of wanted to take a break from the whole touring thing. Came home and started doing that. And I guess actually before all of that would have been Century. So that would have
Hmm.
just been like another. Century was really just a studio project of my partner Carson that
Hmm.
he had produced on his own, and then I convinced him to turn it into like a live band. So I played drums for that band for a little, and then another guy played drums, Matt Smith. But anyway, after recording at home for a while and not doing the touring thing was when I guess I got bored and made that drum video
Yeah.
that I was discussing earlier and kind of accidentally made a Star Wars metal band. And then, yeah, we always called it like the joke that it's gone too far, which is where it currently is.
Well, it's awesome that's still going. Uh, so you've worn clearly many hats though, like with touring, writing, recording, you're currently in your studio right now. What part of like the whole music process do you feel like you find the most enjoyment in?
That's tough because I really do enjoy the creative process, especially taking, the orchestral piece and getting to hear it into this new hearing it through a new uh lens isn't the right word, but
Yeah,
um anyway, that's one of my favorite parts is getting a chance to hear it for the first time, sort of, re-envisioned. Uh, that whole creative process is just really fulfilling for me because a lot of times I'll work on other people's music
hmm,
uh, for my, day job, and that's great too. It's so much better than, a regular 9 to 5. But there is a certain kind of fulfillment that you get as a creative when you work on your own stuff.
totally.
So that's kind of my creative outlet that I get. And then there is also nothing that really beats like, 15,000 people like screaming and it's an adrenaline rush, it's kind of like a
Oh,
drug. I do really enjoy performing. Just yeah, I mean, I guess that would be probably my two favorite parts of it. So I don't really know what else there is besides making the music and performing it, but yeah,
well, I mean, some people like the recording process or just like recording in general, the writing process or touring and playing live. There's a few different parts,
yeah.
that kind of go with it. But so I got one more question before we go to a quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting your musical journey, just in general, what would that be?
Hmm. It's a great question. Um, I mean, I feel like when I first started my own creative journey and being like an artist or playing in a band, I really didn't know where the bar was in terms of what I needed to create that the level of quality or the level of, heart that I put into something that would take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I think, it really takes a lot of time and a lot of dedication to, you know, is this the right thing? Am I writing the right song? Are these the best takes that I can perform? Is this
Hmm.
as tight as it can be? Is it as in tune as it can be? And I had no clue at the beginning
Right.
where the bar was on that, and it was so much higher than I ever anticipated. Um,
Right.
I mean, we have all these tools and tricks today with computers to to fix all these timing problems and fix all the tuning and remove every human part of the experience to the point where it's basically a computer performing.
Right.
And that's what people are getting used to hearing. And it is actually interesting because I think that artificial intelligence now too is going to, I think, give people sort of this different impression where we might want to start hearing some more of that human
Right.
nuance come back into music again because
Hmm.
people are getting kind of tired of computers doing everything for us.
Right. I
You
agree.
sort of lose the soul.
I agree. And whenever I've, been recording albums and things like that, it's always you always want to have a bit, at least a good amount of like the human part in that. Like, this little slight off hit, or something like everything being completely on every single time. That's just a machine. And you got to have that human element. Not everything has to be 100% perfect. It's okay to have that little error in there slightly every once in a while.
Yeah, so in other words, everything should be almost perfect, but not totally perfect.
Absolutely, because you want to be as perfect as humanly possible.
That's a good way
Uh,
to put it.
yeah, but it doesn't have to be directly perfect because then it just doesn't sound real. I mean, it just sounds like a machine did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that. Uh, so yeah, with that, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our next segment. How's it going, everybody? It's Patrick with Unsigned Pop Punk, and we partnered with GFUEL. And let me tell you, there's no more pop punk drink on the market right now. I don't care what you used to drink at. GFuel keeps you energized, focused, and hydrated. I just picked up my favorite flavor, Blue Ice. If you go to gfuel.com right now and use code UnsignedPopPunk, you're going to save 20% off your entire order. This tub I have is only $35.99. Now, that may seem like a lot, but it's got 40 frickin' servings, which, if you think about it in can form, is like 89 cents a can. And they're always dropping new flavors and collabs with some of your favorite animes, video games, and movies. Head over to gfuel.com and check it out for yourself. Let us know what your favorite flavor is. And once again, don't forget to use our code UnsignedPopPunk at checkout to save 20% off your whole order. And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. It's time for everybody's favorite segment, the Food for Thought segment. If you weren't hungry yet, you might be after this. I don't know. I can't guarantee anything. This one's gonna get a little fun, a little weird, maybe a little weird, probably a little weird. All right, start off. So, if the Death Star had a food court, what's the one meal you'd order before blowing up Alderaan?
Um,
I went deep into my Star Wars knowledge for this.
yeah. Now I'm trying to like what is the Star Wars equivalent to like Taco Bell? Like
It just means I don't know.
was there like some kind of like toilet humor that what is blowing up Alderaan in this situation?
Chipotle, for
Yeah.
sure. Gotta get your Chipotle away.
It's that cuisine from Jakku or Tatooine specifically.
Yeah, that's it.
You gotta get your what Wayupi currency to buy it. Is that what it is?
Oh man,
Um,
that's way deeper than my Star Wars. That went real deep there.
oh, I guess it comes with blue milk in the combo. That's like
Oh yeah,
low hanging fruit. But
that's the blue. I do remember the blue milk. Yeah.
or the green milk that Luke drinks
Mm.
from the sea
I
cow.
at one point when I was younger, I used to have a stupid amount of Star Wars knowledge because me and my friends would just constantly play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit. I used to be able to name like ships and stuff. I don't have it anymore. It's sad.
Um, I could basically tell you the exact same story. Actually, interestingly enough, my parents took me on a vacation like day after like dropping, I think it was like my brother and sister off at like a camp. But we
Okay.
went to New York City for the day, and they're like, "Let's take you to FAO Schwartz, so you can see this crazy toy store."
Yeah.
And so it just so happened that Star Wars Trivial Pursuit had like just come out.
Hmm.
And so they were doing promo for it, and they had like this big trivia contest. Um, and there was like guys there that were like, 40, 50 years old, and uh, like the prize was like a really nice, like uh, expensive Darth Vader replica helmet. And I was probably like 7 or 8 years old, and I won.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that was like a cool moment. Yeah, I in second grade I had like 60 or so of the expanded universe young adult novels and
Oh, okay.
all the encyclopedias and everything. So I'm right there with you. I used to have so much of that like really deep knowledge that a lot of the specific words and names to things might not come to me these days, but I
Hmm.
was a nerd. Still
Nice.
am.
I love it. I'm drawing a blank, but you might know. I was a huge fan of the game that came out for the Nintendo 64.
Pod
That
Racer?
No, not Pod Racer. It was a third person game, and you were a Dash Rendar.
Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire. That's it. Because I just knew I drew a blank because I literally also just read the book.
Yeah.
Like just like months ago, read that book again. That was a
Yeah,
good.
I played that one on PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was so fun. It was such a good game.
It was.
I loved that one.
I remember the jetpack portion
Mm,
being extremely frustrating.
yeah.
Uh, like trying to land on these like really tiny platforms and constantly falling to my death.
Yeah. That's when video games were significantly more difficult. I mean, I know that like some games are now, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, unless you got like any of those like from soft games that are just like, you know, if you keep dying, then they just like punish you by making the game harder. They're just like, now you don't get healing items. Like they took it the opposite direction, like where everyone else is just giving all these checkpoints. They're like, you can have checkpoints, but all the enemies come back. You got to fight them again. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm in my 30s now. I'm like, this is just frustrating. Like,
I don't play a lot of games anymore. Having having a almost 13-year-old boy, I do play a lot of Fortnite though. I play with him all the time. You got squad up, dude.
yeah,
I play
I
with my
uh
boy.
I have a kid, but she's a little too young. But I play a lot of like when I do play, I actually don't play much right now. I have like a PlayStation 5 is just collecting dust in my living
Hmm.
room currently. But I like first person like
Okay.
or not first person, sorry. I like action adventure like single player is what I meant to say
Oh,
games.
sure.
Like your God of War, that
Yeah.
that kind of
Those
thing.
are good. Yeah.
That's kind of my type of game.
Yeah. I like the Batman games, this new Spider-Man game. Those are really cool. I haven't gotten to play the new Spider-Man one, but it looks awesome.
I've played like a little bit of those games, but I never got like super
Oh,
into them.
I was deep into the Arkham games for a good while. Those
Yeah.
were so cool. Well, that went far away from food, but it was
Let's go back
great.
to food.
It was great though. So, we talked about touring in armor. It's got to be pretty brutal. But what's the best road snack, you can eat without fogging up your helmet?
Hmm. How many times am I allowed to bring up Taco Bell? Um, yeah, I mean, I just feel like whenever I was on tour, that was always the one thing that was open.
Sure. You know what? Let's just jump into that. I have that as a question. What
Okay.
is your Taco Bell order?
Good question. Um, I just tried that Baja Blast Midnight last night.
Oh, sure. How was that?
It was actually pretty good.
All right.
Um, it was interesting for a change. Um, lately, well, I always do the nachos Bel Grande
Oh,
combo. Like
it's good. Yeah.
you gotta have nachos, like no matter what you get with the meal. But I tend to be a fan of the chicken quesadilla, the chicken chalupa supreme. I like the cheesy gordita crunch. It's
Oh,
kind of a classic.
classic.
Um, and usually I'll get the Cinnabon, like the
Oh,
little
the
Cinnabon delight
Cinnabites.
things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm almost always get whatever like the new thing is that's the same ingredients, just a different shape.
Oh, yeah.
And then always end up thinking, "Ah, I should have just stuck with what I usually get, because this new thing isn't quite as good." But they have, occasionally they come out with a winner.
Yeah.
One thing that I really miss is like just like the original. It was either the original grilled stuffed burrito or the XL one.
The mm-hmm. Is
Because
it
they
it's
changed it
just
to the grilled cheese one, which
yeah.
it's close, but it's not the same for me.
The grilled cheese one is great, but it's also so fucking gross, because it's like you have to hold it and it's
Yeah,
just you're holding on to cheese on
yeah.
the outside, and it's kind of like, well, that's greasy, and but it
Well, the
tastes
cantina
great.
tacos are the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And they're I mean they're
Yeah.
super indulgent. They're pretty good, but
Yeah. Did you
it's the
ever
same thing. You're just like, this is a mess.
did you ever get to try the Cheez-It when they did the Cheez-It things,
I never did.
the crunch wrap, the Cheez-It crunch wrap?
I never did. I don't know. I was just kind of like, I mean, Cheez-Its to me are like a snack food, but they don't sound like they work with Taco Bell.
It
What did
did.
it
It
did?
did. It did. It
Okay.
was I thought it was
It slaps?
delicious. I thought it was delicious, totally.
Okay. I guess I missed out.
Well, maybe they'll bring it back. You never know. They're bringing back the chili cheese burrito for their throwback thing, so
Maybe they'll do a Volcano Doritos Locos Taco Cheez-It version of the Crunch Wrap Supreme Grilled Stuffed Burrito.
that's a lot. They're bringing back the Cool Ranch Locos Taco,
Okay.
which I know a lot of people like. I don't like Cool Ranch, so I like a good old standard, Doritos Locos.
Or if you're in Europe, they call it Cool American.
It is it Cool
Yeah,
American?
the Doritos flavor is
Yeah,
Cool American in Europe.
it used to. I actually we just talked about this and looked this up a couple episodes ago, and I don't remember it being Cool American, but I think it was called Cool Original.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
might
I
be
maybe they
cool
had
Cool
yeah,
American
they
now.
might have both. I don't know.
Yeah. Because from what I remember hearing in like some sort of documentary or something I watched was that the Cool Ranch was over in the UK was the original like the original.
You're correct. In the UK, the flavor is typically called Cool Original.
Hmm.
In parts of Europe and other locations, such as the Netherlands, it's called Cool American.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
it's a regional
yeah.
uh title. So
We're both right.
we were both right.
I love it. I love that for us.
Yeah.
Going back to weird random Star Wars food questions. So let's say you're stranded on Endor, okay, and you gotta choose between one food delivery option. Are you gonna trust some DoorDash Ewoks, or are you gonna go with some Uber Eats Jawas?
Oh, it's a good question. Well, I don't know if this is an attempt to catch me in some type of fallacy here, but I guess the Ewoks because we're on Endor, right? I mean, I don't know if some Jawas got lost or something, but
I think
uh,
I don't know. I mean, they could be everywhere. I feel, aren't
yeah,
they just scavengers? Aren't they kind of everywhere?
I guess so. I mean, they're on oh, see now you're gonna what's the planet that's in Mandalorian?
Oh man.
it's the one where the whole like covert is and oh, I feel
Yeah.
terrible right now.
It's okay. I can't help you with that. I don't
Yeah.
remember. So,
When I was a
I
kid, I would have been like every planet name.
yeah, I'm not trying to like trap you with anything. I promise.
I didn't know if you were gonna like ask me if I was
Trick
doing like
question. No.
grilled Ewoks or like, like whatever I could find in the wilderness.
I yeah, I could have done that, but I was trying to keep it from, eating the cute cuddly fuzzies.
That moment was kind of hilarious though. Was it Last Jedi? When Chewie's eating the porg
Oh, yeah.
and all the other porgs are like looking at him with like
Oh,
big eyes. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
That that's a good moment.
but yeah, I guess I'll go with your was it DoorDash Ewoks? Was that the
Yeah, DoorDash Ewoks. I
Yep.
feel like they'd be more trustworthy anyway. I feel like
Yeah.
the Jawas would probably just steal your shit.
Well, their version for like when something like tastes delicious is good.
Yeah.
Like that's what Wicket says to Leia when he eats the food. He's like, good.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I have a picture of me as a little child dressed up as Wicket. He was my favorite. I also unpopular opinion, but I do like the Ewok movies.
nice. Caravan of Courage, I believe is
Yeah.
one of them. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I thought they were fun, man. Was it Wilford Brimley was in one of them? I don't remember which one in particular.
Was
Or
it
both, maybe.
Elvira or whatever? Is that her name?
Was she Cassandra Peterson? Was she in one of those?
Um,
Let's look. Elvira, Star Wars. Um, uh,
what am I thinking of? Maybe it wasn't her. There was
huh.
there was like those spin-off movies. Yeah, I don't
Huh.
know. Maybe I'm mixing and matching memories now.
Maybe. Yeah. No, she was not. She was not in the
Okay.
Star Wars franchise.
I don't know what I'm thinking of.
I don't know, but holy crap, you would have made me go right back tonight. Would have been watching some Ewok movies, Ewok
Yeah.
adventures.
I remember watching those when I was younger.
Yeah, I had them recorded on VHS.
My actually my 4-year-old, she loves the cartoon droids.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like I think it's from like 1979.
Yeah, it's
Um
pretty old.
yeah. Um she loves it. I mean like R2D2 and C3PO are like her favorite characters. But it's just so funny that she's watching this like old like vintage show
I
and loves it.
My son used to watch He-Man, like, and that's not
Nice.
that much newer than
Yeah.
droids. So,
I loved Masters of the Universe when
oh,
I was a kid. That
same.
movie was like my jam.
The Dolph Lundgren one. Yeah, my dad tricked me. And when I was young, he had told me that he went to school with Dolph Lundgren, and until I was like in my 20s, believed him. Like I held on to that. I was like, fuck, my dad went to school with Dolph Lundgren, you know, uh, until I brought it up to him as an adult, and he just fucking laughed at me. He was like, "Oh my God, you believe that?" Like, I don't even remember saying that, but that's silly. Like, I can't believe you actually believed me.
You know what's funny is our one guitarist, CJ, the one I was talking about earlier.
Hmm.
I do remember a specific story. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but it was something like he was in high school when he like 18 when he found out that like Santa Claus wasn't real and
Oh
like
shit.
he told us that like when we were all like in a room like in tour on tour or something and like we all just lost it. Like it was just like, dude, that is such a
Dude,
like that would happen like with
that
you.
that beautiful innocence though. That innocent
That
mind.
yes.
That's
Yes.
beautiful to be able to
Yeah.
have that innocent of a mind, like,
Yeah.
and be able to hold on to that. That's fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, it's like, dude, don't ever change, please.
Yeah.
Like,
That's incredible.
yeah. But it just made me think of that, what you just mentioned.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got myself a big ol' He-Man tattoo as well. It's just my favorite.
Are
Big
they
ol' He.
doing a
Yeah.
show or a movie or something?
The movie. Yeah, movie.
Yeah.
It's all done. As far as I understand, it's all filmed and just there.
Is Mark
And
Hamill Skeletor? Or am I imagining that?
no, Mark Hamill was Skeletor in the rebooted Kevin
Okay.
Smith cartoons that they
Okay.
made. Yeah.
Yes, that's okay. I thought I
And
remembered that.
he was amazing. Amazing. It was so good.
I mean, if you have a voiceover gig that is in a cartoon, then you hire Mark Hamill, right? Right? That's just what you do.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
From as far as I know, Skeletor in this movie is Jared Leto.
Okay.
So
Of course.
we'll see. I hope for the best.
It's like a Suicide Squad Skeletor.
Oh my God, is Skeletor with like some forehead tattoo?
Um,
I hope not.
I actually
It won't be.
just watched through Sandman, the second season.
I'm on episode 2. I
Okay.
just started. Yeah.
Have you met like the pumpkin character?
Yeah, I think
Like,
he was in the first season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like moment I like just heard him start talking, I'm like, oh, Mark Hamill. Just like there he is.
Yeah.
You kind
Yeah.
of pick him out right away.
I think because I'm a big comic book buff and I've read pretty much all of the Sandman and
Oh, cool.
I really enjoy I think it's pretty accurate. And so I enjoy seeing it on the screen.
Cool. I don't know much about the comics, so I hope that it continues to hold up for you because it definitely goes off in a lot of interesting directions in season two. It's cool. I like it a lot, actually.
It's the whole series is weird and fucking really odd. So, I mean,
As it should be.
he's about to go to hell right now and to get his old girlfriend slash wife or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
And that happened in the comic. So,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, I got one more. No, I have two more food for
Okay.
thought questions for you. So we're gonna bring back John Williams, right? So imagine, okay, at a table you got John Williams, you got Danny Elfman, Hans Zimmer, and Alan Silvestri. They all show up. What? And they're hungry. What one?
Taco Bell?
What's the one dish you're gonna serve them some Taco Bell to win
No.
them over?
No. Um, Go ahead.
That's it. That's the question. What's the one dish you're gonna serve them to win them over? And if it's Taco Bell, that's the winner.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna stay there. I'll just stay at Taco Bell. That is the dish that I'm gonna serve them.
I
You have a
man,
recipe for that?
I look at John Williams and I'm like, man, this dude looks like he is a Taco Bell guy.
Yeah.
I can see Danny Elfman eating Taco Bell 100%. I don't know
Okay.
about John Williams as much, but Danny Elfman, he seems like he'd get down with some T-Bell.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
That dude's a character, man.
Maybe he gets Taco Bell when he's on tour.
Maybe. Probably does. He gets whatever he wants, but I would hope every once in a while he gets a little Taco Bell. He gets a little Baja Blasted.
Yeah. I just started watching season 2 of Wednesday and like just another example, like you hear that theme and you're just like, okay, that's extremely Danny Elfman. Like right
Oh yeah.
away.
He is he is his sound is so distinct.
Yeah.
Like especially him and John Williams, it's like you know that that's them.
Yeah. He kind of just writes the same song again and again, and it's like it's great. Don't change it.
Yeah,
Like
don't ever change. It's
it's a
perfect
slightly
every
different
time.
version and it's awesome. But
Yep. Yeah, they are very impressive. All right. Last question for food for thought. If Galactic Empire was a potato, what kind of potato would you be?
Taco Bell? Um,
Was it
a a potato Doritos Locos, cool American.
potatoes, Doritos Locos? Do you guys do you have you ever had Taco John's?
I think I have.
You get it's potato Lay's, baby.
Yeah.
That's the route. Like that's the only
There's
thing
Del
that
Taco, right?
Del Taco is a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Done
uh,
those.
that's okay. It's of the taco fast food chains that are like, Taco Bell. I think Taco John's would be the superior if it wasn't so expensive.
Okay.
It's like double the price of Taco Bell, and it's like I just can't. I can't do that. Taco Bell, it's so good to me as it is. It's like I ain't gonna bounce over for no potato Olays. All right.
Okay.
But potato Olays are the superior potato for the two. If you're ever around the Midwest again, get yourself
Potato Olays.
some potato Olays. They're
Okay.
just they're great. A little
Yeah, I
seasoned.
don't know that one.
It's good stuff. You wouldn't be disappointed.
Do they have them at Taco Bell?
They don't. They're at
Okay.
Taco John's. But maybe coming soon to Taco Bell.
Okay.
All right, that's it for the food for thought segment. Now it's time. All we got left is rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
This is simple. You're just gonna speak from the heart. You're gonna shoot from the hip.
Okay.
Whatever like comes to your head, even if it's not one of the two options that I present to you, you just
Okay.
speak your truth. And
Yep.
I guarantee you Taco Bell won't won't come cut into
I
this.
was specifically trying to avoid those two words.
All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Liquid Death or LaCroix?
Liquid Death because of Dead Billionaire.
Dude, it's great. It's so good. Both the name and the beverage.
I haven't
Uh
had it.
yeah, you haven't?
No, just told the story today. Sorry, this isn't rapid
Oh,
fire. Are we supposed to keep going really fast?
no. This
Okay.
is one of our last rapid fires I think went like 20 minutes.
Okay.
So it's okay. It's okay. We get on tangents here. It's a podcast. That's what you do. Spotify or Apple Music?
Apple Music because better sound quality.
100%. It totally is. South Park or Family Guy?
South Park.
Yeah, especially now. I keep
Mm.
saying that, but it's just so good. I can't wait. I'm gonna watch the new episode today. Can't
Same.
wait.
I'm excited to watch.
I cannot wait. We're gonna throw it back a little bit here though, but MySpace or TikTok?
MySpace.
Yeah, damn right. I,
Tom in the top eight, dude.
oh yeah,
In
had to have
everyone's top eight.
everybody's. We're gonna throw it back here. Keep it thrown back. Drive-through records or fueled by ramen?
Drive through.
Yeah, drive-through's so good. That was my jam. I still have both of the drive-through records DVDs.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, Newfound Glory is one of my jams when I was growing up. So
dude, love Newfound Glory. They're so good. Still keeping it strong today. Um, Beanies or snapbacks?
snapbacks.
Okay. This is a pretty tough one. We kept it Star Wars here. Darth Vader or Palpatine?
Boba Fett.
Oh shit. Or Boba Fett.
Yeah.
All right. This was the one that I switched up. I'll give you the other one after, but we always like the last question. We always like to pit two bands against each other. Dream Theater or Dragon Force?
Dragon Force.
Dude, I agree so much. I love Dragon Force.
It's just so ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous and it's so fun.
I just remember the first time I ever heard it, and I was like, "What is happening right now?"
This is so fast.
Yeah. I mean, you listen to it today, and it's like, okay, yeah, like I've heard some crazy stuff, but like
Mhm.
when it first came out, I feel like there was nothing quite like it.
No, I
It
mean,
was it was out there.
there was a lot of power metal, but not like that.
Yeah.
They were just like, let's go as fast as we can on guitar, on drums, on bass, and keyboard. Everything as fast as we can
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
It was awesome. So our normal rapid fire questions ends with Good Charlotte or Simple Plan. That one seems harder.
I don't know how to answer this.
Do you
It's not
enjoy
a rapid
either?
response.
Yeah. Do you enjoy
Um,
either of them?
sure. I mean,
Both
I
of
grew
them?
up I listened to both of them growing up.
Okay. All right. Well, that
I mean, Good Charlotte, I think definitely was there first, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
So
so. I mean, like I
I
think they
guess I'll
hit
stick
the
with them.
scene first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both are
And
good.
I think Joel and Benji have like their like management thing they do now. Like,
Yeah.
is Simple
Madden,
Plan still doing
right?
stuff?
Totally. They just put out a new song.
Okay.
It's good.
They're doing band stuff.
Yeah, it's just sounds like Simple Plan.
Okay.
Simple Plan is never strayed away from the Simple Plan sound. I don't
Yeah.
think at all. Uh, but the brothers, they also just put out a new album. New Good Charlotte album just came out.
Okay. Cool.
It's also
I
very good.
I used to listen to so much pop punk and I just haven't kept up with it recently. I guess I should have done my homework before this podcast.
I mean, I didn't have you on to talk just pop punk. I had you on to talk you
Yeah.
and the things you do and a little bit of metal because I enjoy me some metal.
Well, speaking of pop punk and Star Wars, there is that I mean it's kind of metal, but is that what's that band called that did the My Childhood Died the Day Luke Skywalker uh oh man.
I don't know. I'm quit like my childhood died when Luke Skywalker
Have you not seen this?
lost souls.
Yes. Have you not seen this video?
I have not.
Okay.
Kylo Ren's a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something you can do during the show or not because it's like a video, but um
I will.
it's a good watch. It's hilarious.
I have it pulled up. I will watch this afterwards.
My
And
favorite line in the chorus is how the fuck do Jedi die from being tired?
I
They're
don't know.
referring to
That's what.
Luke.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
referring to Luke in The Last Jedi. They really hate The Last Jedi, I think.
but that's
Um,
also what happens to like Yoda though. Like he just goes to sleep and dies.
so the whole thing rhymes, and that's my argument.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone has anything to say negatively towards The Last Jedi, not that I have to like sit here and defend it, but like, it's just it rhymes. So,
Yeah.
Yoda, coolest Jedi ever, right? Like super legendary, like 900 years old, badass,
Yeah.
best, powerful. He's the only person who could stand up to the Emperor in the prequels,
Hmm.
and uh, Emperor comes into power, and then Yoda's like, I'm gonna go hide on a remote planet for a while, and it's
Yeah.
only after he like um. Well, okay, hold on. So anyway, Obi-Wan Kenobi, cool,
Yeah.
cool Jedi, right? Like awesome Jedi. Everyone loves Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's
Cool
like my
Jedi.
um but then, Emperor Palpatine comes to power and then he's like, I'm gonna go hide on this like remote planet. And like not do anything for a while because like I don't know. Um but it's not until Yoda actually, decides to train Luke and give him everything that he knows, that he can say, okay, cool, I can now pass on peacefully into the Force and disappear and
Right.
uh Obi-Wan Kenobi, passes all of his knowledge on to Luke, and at that time he disappears and passes on peacefully into the Force.
Hmm.
Luke Skywalker is everyone's favorite Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Like he's a hero.
Yeah.
Um, but First Order comes into power, and he's like, I got to go hide on this remote planet, And it's not only until he, passes on to Rey everything that he knows that he can go, oh, okay, now I can disappear and pass on peacefully into the Force. So like, I guess my point here is like why does Luke get to be, any different or put up on this pedestal over these other two legendary Jedi? It's like it's just the same story.
Yeah.
Um,
I couldn't agree more. Um, I also like am not like any kind of like purist with stuff. I thought all the movies were good. I even like Phantom Menace, you know. I guess the only thing I don't like, I don't really like the like clone Attack of the Clones. I mean, that one's just really boring. It's very political. And I think that's just I just thought it was boring. Except for the big old fight. That's tight, you know.
I watched Attack of the Clones somewhat recently, and I was like, wow, like the only lines that I feel like from that movie, actually especially Revenge of the Sith, that Padme has in Revenge of the Sith specifically, is just, oh, Annie, hold me like we
Annie.
did on Naboo.
Yeah.
It's like, so yeah, that gets a little old.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I but when I was a kid, I loved all those movies, and so I still I'll watch them just because they're fun.
Yeah. I'm actually currently going through the entire series, the entire saga with my son.
Yeah,
And we just finished. So we watch movies, we watch franchises, and he likes to rank them. That's our jam. You know, we've been going through Fast and Furious, and now we're on Star Wars, and he's having a hard time with with Star Wars. It's any movie he watches is the best one. So we just watched The Phantom Menace, and that's the best one. And I'm like, son, um, you're wrong. But I'm not gonna tell him that because he can form his own opinions. But it's clearly Empire Strikes Back. So,
E- every time I ask my 4-year-old, because I've shown her all of them now,
mhm,
uh, at 4, um, I wish I had that much Star Wars when I was that age.
yeah,
Um, which one is your favorite or which is the best one? Her answer is always Empire Strikes Back. And I'm
yeah,
like,
it's a
yes.
good kid. See, you can get away with, I feel personally, any of the original three. Because as growing up as a kid, my favorite was Return of the Jedi. Clearly, we've talked about Wicket and Ewoks. That was my favorite. It's just what it is. As an adult, I've grown up and it's Empire Strikes Back. But you could also get away with it being A New Hope or, just original
Yeah.
Star Wars. Like, that's a great movie too. Any of the three, I feel is fine. Phantom Menace, though. Come on. Come on now.
So, sorry, just real quick, going back to that. So when I was so excited and I had to like be really careful because like I was reading all these books to my kid and everything and like
Yeah.
we'd get to the Empire Strikes Back and you know then they had a lightsaber duel and then Darth Vader said then Luke fell down the shaft. I'm gonna skip that part.
Yeah.
And so like when I finally showed her the movie, like spoiler free, I've always seen all those reels online of like dads showing like their kids or like their daughter,
I just
and
watched.
like the reaction.
Yeah.
So like I've got my camera out and I'm like, all right, here we go,
Yeah.
like, and I capture this moment and here she is watching the movie and it's like, no, I am your father, and she's just like, that's cool. It's just like she had no
Just didn't
reaction at
fucking
all. And
care.
I was like, what do you think? He's his father? And she's like, yeah, that's what he's just said.
Yeah, he said that, Dad.
Yeah,
Come
like
on.
I was listening. It's like it's just like, no, that's not, give me a reaction here.
Give
She's
give
just
me
like, yeah, that's
something.
cool.
Yeah.
So
I've definitely had a lot of moments where like I was like, oh, just watching for a reaction. It's just like didn't care. And I'm like, man, I'm over here trying not to cry right now.
yeah, I'm like, dude, this is like coolest reveal in cinematic history, and you're just staring at the screen. Just all right.
It's oversensitized, desensitized at this point. You know, they don't.
Yeah.
Nothing phases them. That's cool though. It's, I'm
Yeah.
glad. I'm glad that you've you know introduced your kid to all of it. I'm excited to get to the newer ones, just because I haven't watched them as much. I've only watched like I think the Force Awakens a couple times, and then the other two like once.
I definitely watched Rise of Skywalker once, and then I showed it to my kid again, like I can't believe it's been like it's been like 6 years since that movie came out.
Yeah,
A long
probably.
time ago.
Yeah,
Um, but it wasn't quite as like I was able to stomach it more the second time around. The first time I was just kind of like, just be a movie without being a response to The Last Jedi. Like it just felt like it was like trying to backpedal.
sure.
Um, and I get it, they want to make everyone happy, but like
Yeah,
I like taking risks and trying something and being creative, and also it just felt kind of like a mess. It was just there was a lot going on in it, and like,
yeah,
there's like this dagger that like, tells you like exactly where the throne room is, but like it doesn't really matter where you're standing on the coast, like the geometry still works,
yeah.
so like
Sure.
as long as you're on the planet and you point the dagger in the general direction, it's going to be exactly where you need it to go. Um,
Yeah.
I
See,
guess you need a little suspension of disbelief, but um,
like I said, I'm excited to watch them because I don't remember having a lot of issues with either movie. I remember them both getting a lot of like hate in their own ways, but I was
yeah,
just like, I remember watching them in the theater and be like, yeah, that was fun. That was cool.
yeah.
It's all right. I remember really liking The Force Awakens. I thought it was just redone, A New Hope.
It was, but it was good. It was Star Wars member berries.
Yeah, member berries. I have a copy of Star Wars before it was A New Hope on VHS.
Wow,
Yeah. I don't think that's
that's
like a hard thing to find, but I
like
think
it
it's
just
cool.
says Star Wars on the VHS.
Yeah, just Star Wars before it was A
Did
New
it
Hope.
still say A New Hope in the crawl?
Yeah, I think so.
It's just the title on the VHS just says Star Wars.
Yeah, because
Okay.
originally it
Yeah.
came out as just Star Wars before they penned it A New Hope. Star Wars
Right.
A New Hope.
Well, it was Star Wars, then Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, and now just Star Wars A New Hope, right?
Yeah, I
They
think
lost
so.
the
Yeah,
episodes.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah, over the years they've changed it, changed it a
Yeah.
bit.
Boba Fett's Starship
Yeah.
is the new name.
Oh
It's
yeah,
no
because
it's no longer Slave One
yeah, I get it.
for
I
obvious
get
reasons.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, this was awesome. This was so much fun. Grant, thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking,
Yeah,
all the Star Wars and you know, talking music. I really appreciate you taking your time, man. This was a good time.
no problem.
Hell yeah. Well, everybody,
Thanks for having
before
us. Or
yeah,
me.
before you go, just give a little recap, now's your chance. You can let everybody know, what y'all got going on, where they can find you, and what's next for you guys.
Yeah, so actually I think we just dropped a new single today,
Yeah, Avengers.
Avengers.
Yeah.
We've got a few more planned before we lead up to the tour or to the album drop in October.
Hmm.
And we do have a lot of tour dates in promotion for the new album. So you can find those on our website at galacticempire.band.com, as well as links to get tickets, music videos, everything of that nature. Um, but yeah, that's everything we got going on currently.
Hell yeah. Well, everybody get excited. The new album's awesome. You're gonna enjoy it. Um, and try and get out to a show if you can. Coming near you, get out there. It's gonna be fun. I know if you're coming near me, I'm gonna try and head out because I gotta see how you guys do it in those masks and stuff, man. It's impressive.
I think we've got some Midwest stuff, or maybe they just did it. I can't remember.
Well,
I,
we
I
shall.
I'm not playing on the road right now.
I see that.
Yeah.
But we'll be checking it out. It's going to be a good time. This has been another episode of the Unsigned Pop Punk Podcast. We're just going to see you all on Monday.
Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you to those who already are. Please rate and review the show to help the show be found by new people. And if you're in the position to help us grow, head on over to our website where you can find merch, our Patreon, and other ways that you can help at www.unsignedpoppunk.com. Let us know in the comments who else you'd like to see on the show and what other content you would like to see. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.